Sometimes, even the best things come to an end, even if that thing is a stapler. A stapler? Yep, that's right, everybody. It's the end of an era for an electronic stapler. Welcome to number 83, episode number 83 of the All Around Growth podcast. This is a show where we talk about how and why we are building the lives of our dreams, and in this case, utilizing an electronic stapler. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Monday, January 25th, 2021, and the title of today's show is Electric Stapler, easy for me to say, Electric Staplers and Tool Talk. The original title I had was The End of an Era, but I figured when it gets to the point where I've logged enough content and there is some actual value in what I'm talking about, that it will be good to have titles that are in line with the content of the show. And in this case, it's electric staplers. Yes, that might seem a little weird, but in this case, it's an incredibly appropriate show topic because this is relevant to the project that I was working on this weekend. And it's relevant because the project that I was working on this weekend was the commercial kitchen, and I will get, well, I probably should provide a little bit of backstory about the kitchen. And depending on how long I talk about the two staplers I am looking at to replace, I should probably provide some backstory about what happened, how I was using it, and why we are now looking for a new replacement stapler. Okay, so a commercial kitchen. What? Yeah, that's right. We are in the process of building a commercial kitchen inside our barn or our warehouse, depending on who we are talking to at any given point in time. We have to refer to that building under and with different nomenclature. That doesn't make any sense, but at the same time, we are dealing with different institutions who don't necessarily work with one another all that well, yet it is necessary to work with all of those institutions in order to pass the necessary inspections to have a commercial kitchen on your property. So, what we are doing is framing out a room, and I am in the process of installing a vapor barrier on the ceiling prior to the installation of the drywall. And then we will be putting drywall everywhere, and then FRP paneling on the walls, and just I'm not entirely sure what we're doing on the ceiling yet, but I don't need to know all the details, and we don't need to know all of the details right now. I just need to do work, and this Saturday the work included putting up the vapor barrier. And we have an old Arrow staple gun. It is the trusty Arrow ETF BN. B as in Bravo, N November. Staple and nail gun. The ETF BN staple and nail gun has ceased to be. Dad wishes to repair it or look into it, and I'm not going to stop him, but I'm only going to let him do that after I have purchased a new tool. So that leaves me thinking and wondering about what to buy. And there are several different options that we could be looking at here, okay? One is the Arrow Fastener T50 AC Professional Electric Staple Gun and Nailer. Now, this is, as far as I can tell, the closest equivalent to the old ETF BN staple gun. Arrow no longer makes that model. It is still available for purchase somewhere. I could probably find one, but the updated versions appear to be of a little bit higher. I'm reluctant to say higher quality, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure of the reasons why I'm considering buying the model that I just mentioned, the T50AC. Well, the cost of that is $41.48 on Amazon Prime. And because here's the situation. The original stapler failed when I was about at least 90% complete with the installation of the vapor barrier. All right. Now, there's a second option, which I'm about to list, and it's a little heavier duty, and it's part of, or potentially could be part of, a more comprehensive tool set. And I'll get into that in just a moment. But it's important that we understand that I am like 95% complete with the installation of the vapor barrier, and the reality is I probably could use a hand stapler if we have one somewhere to complete the job, and that might just be the thing that I do for this to finish this particular job. Okay. Now, the other option for an electric stapler is a bit of an upgrade, and it is a Milwaukee tool, and it is the Milwaukee 2447-20 M12 3/8 inch crown stapler. Okay, that's the Milwaukee 2447-20 M12, M like Mike. I will link to both of these tools in the comments below so that you can see what I'm looking at and get a feel for the tools yourself and provide me with any feedback that you would like, in addition to feedback that you have or other suggestions based on your own experience over the years. So check out the show notes, see the links there, give me your feedback as well in the Telegram group. The Telegram group is at t.me/allaroundgrowth. Find us in the Telegram Messenger app or on your internet browser when you're on your computer or your MacBook, whatever. t.me/allaroundgrowth. Check us out on Telegram and be a part of the community. Now, this upgrade Milwaukee stapler was a suggestion by J.R. Haley from the survival podcast community. And the tool only is $87.55. And the kit for everything with 2 batteries and a charger is about $135 or $140. So I'm looking at a tool that's about $40, $45, and then this. So 3 times the cost. But why would I even consider this? And why was this suggested to me in the first place? Well, JR recommended this because he has a comprehensive tool selection. I believe dewalt is his preferred brand, but there is a whole ecosystem he referred to called the M12 within Milwaukee that has a few unique tools that dewalt didn't have, and more specialized tools that are a little bit smaller and battery operated. Tools like a small battery operated soldering iron, a very compact reciprocating saw, and a smaller oscillating tool. Now, I could see, especially in my situation, why he would make that recommendation, because I am on a new homestead, basically building from scratch, and I have a lot of things to take in, or there ought to be a lot of things that we take into consideration as we are building up our homestead, and whether that's on a suburban homestead on a 1/4 acre lot or a small acre homestead, 5 acres or less, or even larger, doesn't matter. You're basically going to build out your tool system in your workshop in a similar way, regardless of how much land you have. So the thought process remains the same as far as thinking out how and what to buy and how it interfaces with the rest of your tools. So, in all honesty, at this point in time, because I have so much done, and having talked this out throughout this episode, I think what I'm going to do is simply look around for a hand stapler, finish it out with that, and contemplate buying either or the next time I actually need to, and maybe talk it over with Dad too. And Dad's a little bit we think differently about tools and the purchase of tools. So this is something I'm probably going to give a little bit more thought to, but I'd also love to hear your feedback and what your experience is as well, because there are some other staplers and nailers that are even heavier duty, but don't really fit the bill for what I'm looking to do here. But since it's almost done, it's almost a non-issue. Anyways, that's about it for today. I hope that this episode was a valuable use of your time. And if you think it was, like I've mentioned before, you can just go to the show notes, click all the way down to the bottom and click and follow the link that says, click here to rate and review the podcast. That'll give you an opportunity to go to Apple Podcasts and provide a 5-star rating, and even the opportunity to leave a written review if you so choose. Right now, we've got the majority of listeners coming through on Apple, so ratings and reviews there are the most beneficial. If you have a question or any feedback for me at this time, you can send your questions to allaroundgrowth@gmail.com. And like I said, you can join the community at t.me/allaroundgrowth. We'd love to see you there. And one more time, that's t.me/allaroundgrowth, or if you have the Telegram Messenger app on your phone already, just punch in All Around Growth and you'll be able to find us there. Well, again, I appreciate you tuning in to this episode of the All Around Growth. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you. I sure do appreciate your support. I hope you have a great day and a great week since it's Monday. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.